Hello and welcome to today's episode of This is Kadikoi podcast. Today I'm joined by Yukis and Frank. So, how are you, Yukis?
I'm really good, thank you. It's the best Tuesday of this week, and only 3 more work days left this week, so feeling quite good. What about you?
I'm good as well. And how about you, Frank?
I'm okay, man. I'm just tired. Just want to go back to sleep. But, you gotta do what you gotta do.
What time is it where you are?
Actually, it's 10:15. I was up really late, so.
Okay. Right, so obviously on Sunday we returned to footballing action and we played Adana Sport, and it was a 2-2 result in Kadikoi. So obviously this is not ideal, especially as Adana Sport are at the bottom of the table. But what are your guys' comments on the match? We'll go to you first, Frank.
We didn't look like we were able to shake off the cobwebs from the winter break. We came in. I'm surprised we even got the goal. I was ripping out my hair in the first half, and of course the decision to not give us a penalty was a deciding factor, and probably messed our morale up in the beginning to even put up a fighting chance, probably because the players were probably like, "Oh, here we go again." So, our performance wasn't that great either. We just didn't show up as well.
Yeah. So, what about you, Yukis? What do you think on the whole situation?
Yeah, well, the match wasn't beautiful. We weren't playing well, and of course the penalty decision was really something. You cannot even describe it. The referee was there; he saw the whole situation, but no, we didn't get the penalty, and that might have affected the players, like Frank said. But still, they are the bottom club in the league, and we couldn't win them in Kadikoi, so it says something.
Yeah.
I think we were missing Volkan Sen quite a lot, because at least Dick thought that we need to change our tactics. We cannot use two fast wingers, so that's why our tactics were a bit slow. Our build-up was too slow, and we couldn't create chances enough.
Yeah.
It was a poor game after, weeks waiting. I wasn't too happy.
Yeah, not many people were, unfortunately. But I think for what the point Frank made was sort of like that we've still got cobwebs from the winter break, and I always notice it with Fenerbahce when we come back after a break, whether it be start of the season, winter break, or an international break, we just never have the same sort of play as we did going into it. We're always in much more form going into these breaks, and we can never regain that. We never play well after like a time spent. And obviously we're missing players like Volkan Shen, and Moussa Sow is at the Africa Cup of Nations with Senegal, so we had to play Fernandao up front, who was showing good form, but that was friendly, so he couldn't really convert it. But anyway, it's January, so that means transfers, and today the Fenerbahce board members are having, dinner, or a very long lunch, with Jose Sosa of AC Milan. So what do you think on this potential transfer, Yukis?
I'm not really happy about it. I don't rate him too highly. I think he's a bit average player. Mainly, Senol Gunes made him look good. Also, if the reports are true that we are offering AC Milan like 7.5 million and Sosa 5 million in a season, I think that's that's beyond their stupidity. There's no point to make such transfers. Just crazy. if we and as Dick said in the interview that for him the most important thing is that the player wants to come and wants to play for the team and is motivated, and then you go for a player who doesn't really want to be in Turkey. He has said it. He doesn't want to come to Turkey, and this. I think we have trying to lure him since summer.
Yeah.
And he's still like, no, I don't want to come. I don't want to come. And we're okay. We give you 3 times as much money as Besiktas were giving you. Please come. And then Ekic is like, I would play for free for you guys. No. We go for Sosa.
Yeah. So I think
I'm not really happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's what most people are thinking. What about you, Frank? You've got any different things to say about it?
I just don't think it's that kind of astronomical figures that they're discussing. From what I've read, they're just taking the money that was offered from Mehmet Ekici, which was €2 million, which was all we had left to be in, be in lieu or in. I forgot. I can't even think of the word right now. With the financial fair play rules, but so since Trabzonspor didn't accept our offer, they were just going to take that money and give it straight over to Jose Sosa to keep him for a 6-month loan, and then with I believe like a €4 million or €5 million buyout fee at the end of the season. Which, I mean, I personally don't want him. I'm with you because I'd rather we just wait 6 months, save up that money, and play. You paid for somebody that wants to play for us. I'm tired of overpaying for players, and I'm tired of the Turkish Super League recycling players that leave and they can't make it out of the league, so they come right back. That's not the type of player that I want in our team, and I'm okay with waiting for another 6 months and get Mehmet Ekici, like Yuka said, that really wants to play for us, and he's done many sacrifices and has been holding up against 2 big clubs to come towards us. So that's the type of player that I want to play. I want playing for Fenerbahce.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. It's just I've sort of become a bit disillusionized with the way the board sort of acts. I don't really expect better players than Jose Sosa and stuff. I mean, I just sort of thought from the beginning of January we're probably just going to end up with him. I think even Mehmet Ekici, he's better than Sosa, and he wants to play for Fenerbahce. But I still think we could go for better players. I mean, I know we're under a lot of financial regulations at the moment, but Mehmet Ekici, he hasn't. I mean, he had better form at Trabzon. He hasn't done as well this season as previous seasons, and he doesn't exactly make the team for Turkey all the time. Like, he's not even regular at the national team. So even then, I think we should be aiming higher. But like I said, I don't really expect anything anymore. And I was hoping with this Jose Sosa that, yeah, like you said, just a 6-month loan. And then, I mean, surely we can, well, I don't know whether the club will do this, but we could sign him for 6 months to see out the end of the season and then get Ekici for a free transfer at the end. But, I'll see how it goes. They might be happy to stay with Sosa, but
I mean, he's also 31, 32 years old.
Yeah, Ekici is far younger, so there's that as well. There's also, well, obviously some other rumours going around. A notable one has been Ganso, who's playing for Sevilla at the moment, and Trabzonspor have already allegedly agreed personal terms with him. So what do you guys make of this transfer?
Well, I think I have seen that he's like or read somewhere that he's like made of glass. He cannot really stay fit, and in Turkey, I guess it would be even harder. And I haven't seen him playing for Sevilla, but the team is really in form, and they are playing really nice football. And player like Ganso, with the attributes he should have, or what people say he has, should be shining in that team, but he's not really doing it, so I'm not quite sure. But he's semi-young, and Yeah, he has the skills to do well, but I'm not quite sure. And if Trabzon are after him, I don't think we should even be after the same players that they are. You know?
Yeah, I think it might be a bit. I mean, I heard they might be heading for like transfer war. They're calling it, so maybe it's just a way to get revenge.
With 2 million. Like we cannot really. Oh, we offer you 200,000. We give 300.
Yeah, I mean, well.
Offer you 200,000 in a chocolate bar.
So what do you think about it, Frank?
Sevilla was his first, I believe. He came from Brazil, and Sevilla was his first venture into the European football. I think since Alex has left, his name has popped up on our radar over and over again. Everybody was like, "Oh, we should get him after Alex. It would be great to have him after Alex." And I'm also tired of hearing his name too. Another recycled name in the transfer rumors that just keeps coming and coming. I'm like, man, isn't there a scouting team on these top 3 clubs? Is like, I remember we get players from like Brazil and Argentina. And be like, who the hell is that? And then they would do great for us, and they would have passion and everything. I don't want them. But on the other end, I mean, Alex came from Parma, and he was doing horrible there. He wasn't able to do well there, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's done." And then we got him, and he became a legend for us. So, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's always something I've thought. Well, I was thinking about Ganso. Really, is he played in South America for so long? He was holding out for the big clubs. Because everyone, back in the day, everyone did think he was going to be a great player, and it hasn't really worked out for him. He's now at Sevilla, and obviously, if we did manage to loan him, I think I'd prefer him to Sosa, really. I don't know how good he would be, but I think he'd have more something to prove, like Sosa has said, like Yukis was saying, he doesn't want to play in Turkey. I think Ganso would probably be more determined, like either to get his career back on track, or at least get back into the Sevilla team, or he might stay with us. Like it's. I think he's worth taking a risk on. I haven't watched him too much, so I don't know if he'd be the perfect guy, but I like the sound of him coming to Fenerbahce more than Sosa. But yeah. So
yeah.
Is there anything you two would like to add before we end for today's episode?
Frank first.
No, man, I'm feeling bad for Ato Sheshuna.
Yeah.
But at the same time, his performance was deplorable. I don't think he made one good pass in the last Adana game. And as you know, our fans nowadays are a little bit more impatient with and it's not more of a positive encouragement. It's more of a whiplashing or lashing out at players to motivate them. But I was losing my mind as well watching him. He couldn't even make one short pass. He would try to dribble and just get the ball. He wouldn't run after the ball. He just didn't look like he wanted to play anymore. So I think Dick tried to put him in the starting 11 to make a message to him, like, hey, you're a part of this team, but I think it may have backfired.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing to see that kind of reaction from one of our players. But I mean, obviously, I think he's always wanted to play for us, and it's just now realising the fans don't really want him here. It's just obviously got to him a bit. So, how about Yukis, as you had something to say, to add?
Well, yeah, to this Atif case, I think that it's never right to boo to your own player. In the stadium, it doesn't make the playing any easier, and of course, it could have affected him that people send messages to him in Twitter and in social media that go to Trabzon so we can get Ekici before they get nice words.
And maybe the listeners as well. But we'll see you in the next episode, and hopefully Ilkay will join us.
Yep, see ya.